Well, welcome back. It's been, I think according to the YouTube upload, it's been 6 months or something close to that since we've done a video. Today is going to not be Roshi for once. It's going to be the wonderful daily Subaru. We're going to be changing out some of the interior stuff I've wanted to do since I bought it. Kind of just make it a little more like mine, a little more cool. Trying to make it a little more updated and modern as well. So let me show you where we're going to be switching out. I'm going to drive down to Brendan's house and we will work on swapping out there. So this is what we are swapping out today. The stock 02 WRX console. It's a little dirty. I mean, this is my daily after all. But we're going to be swapping in the console from an 05 to 07 WRX. Just looks a little more up to date. I've always liked the look more. Plus, instead of having crappy cup holder, you get two good cup holders right here. So that'll make it a lot nicer as a daily driver kind of thing. And yeah, I'll pick back up once I'm down there and kind of talk about, you know, what we got to do to disassemble it, what parts you need, and we'll go from there.
Interior shit, just cleaning it up, putting in new parts.
Yep, so we got to clean out all the garbage because I'm a pig. That's basically it. But you have to pull off the whole glove box assembly and then the lower dash pieces on both sides to get the radio surround out. So I'm gonna set the GoPro somewhere once we've cleaned up all the trash and just kind of get to work. So first thing to come out is this stupid dinky pop-up cup holder. It's just these two screws that are hidden behind it. You can access them when you pop it out and it just slides out and leaves a nice little cavity in there. So next thing is going to be popping this off, which, if I remember right now that this is off, it just kind of wiggles out.
Use the proper tools, buddy. I'm not gonna do this one-handed, but...
Yeah. So, my dumbass forgot to put an SD card in the GoPro, so a lot of this is gonna be after the fact. We'll just kind of tell you what we did. But, proper tools are nifty. We're trying to keep most of this intact because I'm broke and I need money.
Also, this is like the first time we've worked on something since I've redone my garage.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. There's a lot of junk in here.
This is also like the first time we've done something inside of a car that's not filthy.
True.
Which is nice.
We cleaned it up last week.
Yep. But we're gonna pop this out and we'll tell you any weird shit we run into. Alright, so the trim piece just kind of pulls off. As you can see, there's no screws on it. There's just 4 little clips. They're kind of tight, so having trim tools is nice. But now we're pulling the radio out because all of this, the radio and your climate control, has to at least be unscrewed so that you can pull this whole, like...
assembly.
Is it the surround or bezel? Well, this is the bezel, so...
Yeah,
the whole,
bezel's
like,
on the outside.
Dash surround piece.
Yeah.
Because the new one, instead of being curved on the bottom, goes straight down so that this hole can, like, flow up and look nice and pretty.
And this will also give us a good opportunity to clean up all of this. That way, whenever we put the new piece on, it's 100% clean and pretty, no matter what.
It goes with my whole Bug Eye 2020 thing, where we're trying to make this... If Subaru, for some reason, was still selling this car now. That's the goal. The other fun part is Bug Eye 2020 is a fantastic album name.
Ah, there we go.
Alright, update. To get the rest of the radio surround off, I dropped the whole glove box assembly.
Use your word, stroke boy.
And then there's a screw here that's hidden, and then a screw down here that's hidden. And then that's got this side loose enough. Brennan's over there working on getting the lower dash off of that side so we can get to the same hidden screw. And then this piece can come out. So, making progress. It's gonna look really weird because the car's gonna basically have no interior for a minute, but it'll look better when it's done. And today, hidden screws. Ah! They're up in where the ashtray used to be. Like you can see them there. See them hidden in here. That little boy right there. There's 2 of them, and they're a nightmare to get to. But they're what's holding the bottom of this piece in, which we need to get out. So, yeah.
Just trying to find
Subaru really likes to be like, hey, you know what would be cool? Put everything where it's impossible to get to.
But at the same time, it's like everything fits everything. So.
Yeah, well, at the same time, it's very logically put together.
Except the engine's sideways.
Shut.
Wait, shit, I like Porsches. Never mind.
Don't be a hoe. Alright, update. We ended up getting the shifter surround off and the e-brake trim off. You just need trim tools and they pop off. It just clips.
Brute
Then
force.
there's 2 screws up here at the front, and we can go ahead and pull the rest of the center console out, which should give us more access to this piece, because this piece is being a tool and it's really annoying. But now would actually be a good time, if you're unlike me and you plan ahead, to go ahead and do the shifter bushings here and down there and your short shifter and all that crap, because now I'm gonna have to take all this crap out again one day when I decide to do that. So,
but we're gonna take advantage and vacuum all of this stuff.
yeah, we're gonna clean it out. You can also see how little Subaru sound deadened in here. There's like just a little bit of carpet, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this out, which will give us a little more room, and we'll go from there. Progress update. We have shifter trim out, e-brake trim out, the whole console, and the radio surround, which leaves the car looking like a mess. But now that we've got all of that out, the next step is to pull the old e-brake and the old mounting bracket so we can get it ready for the new e-brake and new mounting bracket, because it moves the e-brake over to that side, moves the mounting bracket, I think it's a little taller. But this is where you will be once it's completely taken out. To get the radio surround out, there's actually a bracket right here. This metal bracket has to come off, and it bolts to these studs. And the easiest way to do that is pull all the console out, and then you can get those off. And we got a magnet stick because Dingus dropped a nut down into the carpet, which is phrasing as hell. But that's where we are now. So we were taking bets on how long it would take me to get sick of daily driving like this, and I think I would probably, I'd go around the neighborhood and I'd be over it. I'm kind of done with that whole, like, I could daily drive because race car bullshit. Like, that won't scoot back any further. Damn it. Short people only.
Bro, we the same height.
I got shorter legs.
True, more torso.
All right. So, e-brake is out, rear bracket is out. You just leave the cables dangling, and then we're gonna come over here, show you the modifications that you've got to do to the e-brakes. I'll grab the other one, or I'll grab it in a second. But what we got to do here, so this is the stock 02 one. You have to undo these pieces and get this cable out. And then we're going to do the same thing on the 05, take the cable out, and we're going to swap the 02 cable under the 05 handle. Because this one's shorter, so it'll actually actuate the e-brakes. So, as you just saw, we were grinding down the new bracket because, as you can see, still see, this one's thinner up here than up here. And there's a piece that this will not sit on unless you grind it to match this one. Alright, we got the modified rear mount bracket in. We got the e-brake with the 02 cable in. Everything lined up. I was reading where sometimes you may have to shim it, but it's in there really solidly. We just need to tighten the cable a little bit, and then this works. There's a little wiggle, but that's just the handle. So now we're going to get the mirror switch ready to be mounted on the new one. It can't go in that spot because that's where the e-brake is now. We also had to move the security box because it won't fit under the e-brake anymore. So we're just going to basically zip tie it up in the dash and forget about it. Alright, so, update. We have the old one, the new one. the old one, where'd the piece go? I don't remember where I said it. It has a section for the mirror switch to go here-ish, because on the interior, on the car this is from, the window switch is, or mirror switch is on the door. So what we're doing is we're going to take these, I believe they were seat heater buttons. We're gonna take them out, cut a slot in there so we can set the new button in. Basically just try to make it look, you know, like it was always there. And nobody will be any wiser. And also, here's the center stack bits wrapped in vivid vinyl forged carbon. Should look quite tasty. All right, so we got the first piece in, the vents. I kept the O2 hazard button because the black on black looked better. Here's the stock vents. They're so tiny compared to those. So they come out, you literally just pull out, there's a clip here, and that's it. There's no clip holding that in, but it's in there pretty good. It's a pretty tight fit, and then you'll have everything underneath holding it in, so I'm not too worried about it. But here's the other hazard button. Just silver doesn't look as good as that black. But we got the switch all clean and shiny. Also, bringing it back to my OG car days, is made by my boys at Nissan. So now we're going to snip this out and then kind of use this and like file it, get it to fit. And then we will use some JB Weld, cut up a little bit of these and cover up the gaps. It's needing the other, what? Booty. So besides needing the different rear bracket for the console, you will also need the 05 to 07 radio brackets. As you can see, these are the 02, these are the 05. They're a little slanted, and it's because this piece, the new radio surround, is a little different in there. So you need them or your radio won't fit right. All right, we got the radio bezel back in. Pretty much just make sure this goes in and then it clips in here, and then screw on each side. And it looks pretty freaking cool now. It's looking pretty dope. Next is gonna be the whole console piece, and then the bit that he's working on filing, and we're getting ever closer to the end of this wild little journey here. Well, we are almost done now. We have the full waterfall going on. The mirror switch is moved, 2 cup holders, a nice little cubby. We got the shift knob further down so it sits on the boot better. But I mean, when you step back and look at it, pretty damn tasty. Just the last little bits of final assembly, and it is done. Looking pretty tasty. Y'all done on that side?
No, well, we got 2 more screws.
All right, 2 more screws and that's done. But there you go. I know the video is a little disjointed, but that's roughly how you do a center console swap to the 05-07 WRX into your bug eye. It looks pretty good in my opinion. But that's it for this video. Remember the usual like, comment, comment, subscribe, not surprise. And we'll catch you next time, probably talking about Roshi.